To most people, a YouTube thumbnail is just an image that shows what the video is about, but in reality, there is much more to it than what meets the eye. While a viewer just lets a thumbnail subconsciously attract him from a pool of many others, it's the creator's job to carefully craft a picture so it does just that, drive clicks. With at least 5 other thumbnails surrounding it all the time, a YouTuber has to do everything in their power for theirs to stand out. You'd be surprised to see to what extent some go to create the optimal thumbnail, because if a viewer doesn't click, they don't watch. It has become a common practice these days to think of the optimal packaging before even recording the video, something that would be unheard of just a couple of years ago. People further try to optimize their thumbnails by changing everything from the color of their shirt to making several ones and seeing which performs best. In general, thumbnails try to achieve two things: stand out in a pool of others, and open a curiosity loop, meaning that they give you just enough information to be interested, but not enough to satisfy that interest. This is more commonly known as clickbait. It's defined as content whose main purpose is to attract attention and encourage visitors to click on a link. But that's what every thumbnail tries to achieve. Therefore, isn't everything just clickbait? Well, yeah, of course it is. In broad, all thumbnails that at least try to get a click are the same or at least serve the same purpose, which only excludes thumbnails that are there just because they have to be. But here is where a distinction has to be made. Clickbait is a very vague word that divides into two categories: legit bait as the type that delivers on the insane promises, and click trap as the deceiving type, which is what most of you probably imagine when hearing the word clickbait. See, clickbait is only bad when it doesn't deliver on its promises. Such type peaked around 2018 and is on a downtrend, thanks to people getting more aware of it and YouTube prioritizing watch time over the view number. This means that if you don't meet the expectations set by the thumbnail, the viewer is far more likely to click off, leading to your video performing worse in the algorithm. Legit bait, or meeting the expectations set by your thumbnail, on the other hand, is the most popular way to structure one. These vary all the way from real images to highly over-exaggerated scenarios. Looking at MrBeast for example, these thumbnails are strict clickbait. It's obvious that he isn't flying to fucking Astroworld, but it doesn't matter as the video delivers. With so much happening in the video, viewers don't leave with the impression of being fooled by the unnatural thumbnail. And that's why most thumbnails feel the same. They all make you curious and show you something bonkers, but not too bonkers. They all do their best to stretch the reality just enough for you to believe it, but still be impressed. But there is still a lot more to this, something way more obvious. The goal of experimenting with many different thumbnails is to see which concept works best on our subconsciousness. For example, the more people click on the blue or green lasers. If you were to actively look at these images, it's the same shit, but just glancing at them, one version attracts your eyes way more than the other. As creators determine what works best, sort of a blueprint for optimal success is created. YouTube is a gigantic platform with many different niches, but since this concept applies to everyone, a certain style of thumbnails feels almost inescapable. YouTubers don't have to reinvent the wheel every time they pick a thumbnail strategy, as there are already proven things that simply just work. The most notable example would definitely be the so-called soy face. It's a silly and shallow sign which attracts people that enjoy that type of content. That's also why you see it on entertainment videos rather than educational ones. It indicates that the video will have fast-paced entertainment and high energy, which is true for many trending videos. A soy face is good at communicating emotions, which makes people feel like there is a lot to the video and therefore more likely to click. But unless you're a big YouTuber with a recognizable face, the soy face just won't cut it. Seeing someone you don't recognize be extremely impressed by something just isn't the same as seeing a familiar face reacting in a similar way. And that's why a new thumbnail meta is rising. Most YouTubers don't have a recognizable face, especially if they're just starting out. That's why they refer to using one that's more famous. These go hand in hand with the rise of higher effort, drama and exposed videos, as these usually cover popular creators. Since they explore a more serious topic, the faces aren't as expressing, which makes them way less engaging. And because the relatively unimportant drama isn't enough to drive clicks, they confiscate with applying filters. The result is a thumbnail that is overly sharpened instead of overly emotional. A common trend in these videos is trying to paint the drama to be as serious as possible, even though in many cases it's not that deep. but not that deep isn't enough for views, and it's the thumbnail's job to convey to the viewer how serious this YouTuber argument actually is, or how controversial the rise of this creator truly was. This visual style isn't only limited to the drama and exposed videos, as people from other niches use it as well, mainly because it stands out more, but the common trend is that these are newer channels gaining popularity together with this style. If you paid close attention, you might have noticed a trend across the segments. The thumbnails were getting more and more extreme, which mirrors the situation on YouTube right now, with the most popular content style being these sensational challenges and experiences. One has to be crazier than the other if it wants to perform as good, let alone better. From hundreds of dollars to thousands, tens, then hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars, one number has to go up if you want the other one to do so as well. These self-imposed challenges have to escalate more and more to fulfill their purpose of amazing the viewer with this crazy concept. The same goes for thumbnails as well, as they have been getting crazier and crazier to the point of showing something completely impossible or becoming these disturbing trace drawings. Seriously, this is creepy. It's a game of constantly doing more and more until at some point we hit the ceiling. Many predict the opposite, a return to personality-based content where viewers tune in to watch the person rather than the crazy concept, but I don't believe content like this can be the main thing again, at least not on YouTube. I don't think there's a legitimate way for a vlogger to compete with what is essentially a 10-minute compilation of short TikTok-style challenges. This type of creators will continue to do more work every time, to the point where it takes months to release a 10-minute video. You can see it with MrBeast, as he has to put in inhuman hours and employ hundreds of people to upload about once a month. The site will most likely just keep escalating with more and more overly edited crap fighting for your attention, rather than have a much needed renaissance. Many people call this trend a problem, that we are here just to watch TV and that YouTube isn't what it used to be. But these are the vocal minority in this position. The average person, and especially not YouTube themselves, don't see this as a problem. While most people probably don't care or are too young to care, it's a positive for YouTube, as this content brings them the most money, so the solution on a platform-wide level depends on YouTube entirely. It's completely up to them if they will choose to steer their site in a direction that lets others take control of who they watch, what they search for, and what type of content they want to see. Or will they enforce the recommendation algorithm on everyone, dictating what they should be watching and forcing creators to constantly one-up each other in the fight for viewers' attention, instead of doing their own creative thing, leaving the site to feel like a bleak wasteland of advertising-friendly, high-engagement content. The choice is theirs, but I believe they have already made up their mind a while ago now. And yet, the problem is far from absolute. Even if the majority of content is turning out in a certain way, that doesn't mean you have to follow it. As fucking corny as this sounds, the solution is to be yourself and make something creative that you enjoy working on. Instead of trying to be the next MrBeast, try to bring something fresh to the platform. Something so new and creative that people willing to watch good content won't be able to resist clicking on. One of the only good things about the algorithm practically deciding what you will watch is that it won't recommend you crap if you don't want it. That's why you can try to appeal to people that are here to see something interesting, not just get doped up on feel-good chemicals. Following trends might benefit you in the short term, but it doesn't bring much more than just empty views. And that's the main reason all these thumbnails feel the same. Most people are just brainlessly chasing views. They feel the same because these people are just here to earn money, no matter what that means for their content. They see YouTube as a formulaic side hustle, where if you hit all these key points, you're looking at a profit. Thumbnails are so similar because most people don't give enough of a shit to be unique or to develop a recognizable style that will benefit them in the long run, but instead just see a good performing thumbnail and make it their own. There is a reason older YouTubers are still around and still pull good views despite having outdated thumbnails. They offer something unique to the viewers that those genuinely like and can relate to. Thank you so much for watching.